still unreal. I don't know, man. It's so unreal. I still don't feel like I belong. Even like back in November, I'm like, I shouldn't be here. It's weird to play something official. All the games I'm good at, nobody plays. It sucks. And PM is like the biggest one, and it's still not that big. It's still all right. It's still alive, but it's not that big. It's like Rivals one. And at this point, I wouldn't even be that surprised if I won, and I wouldn't even be that surprised if I got like 75th or something.
I0N, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm ready for Genesis.
Yes, sir. We got Genesis right
I'm
around
ex-
the corner. I'm very
I'm
excited. But I want to talk
Are
a
you
little bit.
going?
Yeah, I'm going. I'm flying out
Let's go.
across the country. It's gonna be a good
Let's
time.
go.
But I want to talk a little bit about your history first of all. And I've been looking forward to talking to you for a little bit now, and we've had to postpone this a few times, but we're here now.
Mhm.
Um, for a number of reasons that I've been excited. One is because you come from the Project Plus community, a game that I wasn't really familiar with until doing some research for this interview here. And when you first got on my radar, I learned that you were a Knuckles player in Project Plus. But as I did some more research, I found that you played and followed a number of different games, played some Rivals 1, some Ultimate 2. So I wanted to know first what got you into competitive Smash in the first place, um, and also
Uh,
what got you into Project Plus in particular.
so I been playing like Smash Bros like literally all my life, pretty much. Like
Hmm.
just grew up with it from my older cousin showing me it when I was like 4 or 5, and then
Nice.
we just played it like all the time. And I was like the worst one in the friend group for like 10 years, like just getting owned over and over. Uh, and then I didn't really decide. I kind of did a little bit competitively, like in melee a bit,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I'd go to a tournament maybe once a year for like starting in like 2014, maybe. I'd go to a melee tournament. I think I did a PM tournament but I don't really remember it in like when I was like in high school or middle school. Yeah. So I just kind of like played whichever one was kind of trending, and I played Ultimate when it came out
Hmm.
a bit. But my older cousin likes modding his Wii over the years, so we played PM really early on. Didn't know anything about the competitive scene, just we really liked it. And that was the one we always kind of come back to. We'd play another like plot fighter and then come back to PM and then no, go back to another one, etc. So yeah, and then about COVID hit,
Yep.
and there's a couple servers, Discord servers, found that PM netplay was super active. Like it was overwhelming for how much people were pinging netplay for that game. And I was like, oh yeah, I like that game and I'm pretty good at it. I played it a
Hmm.
lot, so I'll try it. And then I just ended up like spending a stupid amount of time, like 10 hours a day playing PM for
I
like
mean,
a
what
year
else
and a
were you gonna
half, just
do?
netplay. Well, what else was I gonna do? So that's when I actually started being okay at the game.
Hmm.
And then I was like, oh, it'd be cool if they had like in-person stuff. Then I found out there was like a monthly that was like an hour drive, which I wasn't used to driving out to tournaments then. So it's like, oh, an hour, that sucks. Now I'm driving out 2 hours for a weekly every week or something now. So I'm used to it now. But wasn't used to it at the time. It's like, all right, you know what? I'll go ahead and give it a try. Little PM history. NorCal is by far the best region for PM ever. We have three number one players now
Ooh.
for the new one. Yeah, we have Thunder's Rain, we have the Doctor, and now we have Sitmaster.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty stacked. And even then, not just number ones, we have like we have like a bunch of number 10s. Almost everybody going was like in the top 50. My first one was like round robin, and there was like 25 players or something. It was like two round robin pools, and just about everybody except maybe one person was like ranked. Like it was basically PM Summit. For my first PM local was Summit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Just
to
for
put
the
it that way, everybody
local.
was insane. Yeah, just for the local. It's yeah. So mixture of no lifing PM bit and then having really good competition for every local and like online bracket. It kind of forced you to get a little better. It
Yeah.
forced like things I was didn't realize I was doing bad. Um, people like one of them would just say, "Why are you doing that? That's stupid." And I'm like, "Damn, you're right. That
Yeah.
is
You
stupid. I'm
get
gonna
to learn your
stop doing
mistakes
that."
really quick when you're playing against good people.
Yeah. When I also started playing, I didn't really understand. I never really understood how CC worked. I just like I hit them and nothing happens. And so like, all right, I know grab, whatever. I don't know how it works at all. I don't know how ASDI down works at all. I'm just gonna spam grab, and it got me a stupid amount of wins. And now it kind of lingers in my play style where I just kind of spam grab all the
Yeah,
time.
I was gonna say that
And
probably
wow,
served you well in this game now.
yeah, oh, it's still really good in PM too because almost the entire roster has throw into kill confirm at kill percent. So yeah, it ended up working. I'm glad that
Yeah, built some good
that
habits.
was good. Yeah.
So
So
know you
yeah.
you said you played some you went to some locals. Is it true that your first local was just 7 months before getting fifth at Hellbreak, your first major?
Yes. Did you see
That's
the Saber video today?
Yes, I did. I did see the Saber
Okay,
video.
yeah, then you probably know a little bit of a background.
I also watched it from a
Uh,
turn down for Walt video is where I first learned it.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. There was a turn down for Walt video on that. It's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was I don't know why. I had infinite stamina and I just kept winning game five last hits like for 5 sets. Like 5 or 6 sets were game five last hits. I was just like, why am I still here? And even the one I lost finally in losers was also game five last hit that I lost. I'm like, all right, finally. I don't belong here, bro. I was like seated 40th or 50th or something.
And then you
I
ended
was like, I should
fifth.
know.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. You just got the
So
clutch
yeah,
factor.
I guess, man. Knuckles is also really broken on that patch, but like nobody really is playing him the way I did. I was sad. I could never make PM rank because I couldn't make attendance.
Hmm.
There's like no Knuckles players on the top 50. I'm like, fuck, man. It's
Need to
just so sad. No
represent.
representation. I know, for real. But now I'm playing this game,
Yeah. Now, did your
which is fine.
goals for PM change after that placement at Hellbreak? Did you like think maybe I could be like actually pretty good at this, or were you mostly in the same sort of mindset after that?
I I knew I'm like, well, I'm like, I always think I don't know. A lot of people's like, okay, this is a little bit of tangent, but you know, a lot of people will say top players and have a different definition. Like some people's top players is the top 10. Some people will
Hmm.
say as long as they're ranked or even not even ranked, just like they're really good and winning a local or something.
Yeah.
So obviously my standard of top player was really high because our whole scene was top players. So when someone else is like, our scene's really good, and it's like, it's no, um,
Doesn't compare to
not as
NorCal.
crazy. Um, yeah. So um yeah, I guess I thought of myself like, okay, I'm like, I on a good day I could, maybe be a little high level, but I was just kind of still consider myself a mid-level player. And then oh yeah, randomly a local, it was the only time I ever did, but I won a round robin tournament
Hmm.
against two of the number ones that day, and then I just never beat them again. And then it didn't count for anything. So it's like, damn, that sucks. Yeah, I didn't really know what to consider myself after that. I entered a couple. There's Exodus right
Hmm.
after Hellbreak, which is the event next to Genesis that always runs, and I did okay. I got 13th. This is like okay, I guess that's where I'm at. That's
Yeah.
fine. And then started leveling up a little bit, and then Exodus last year, I got fifth at that one. That was pretty cool. Probably could have done better, but it's hard to play PM coming out of trying to play a new game because literally that
Yeah.
whole Genesis weekend, I played Rivals 2 like
Oh,
9 hours.
we'll get into that.
Then you,
Trust me, I got some
yeah,
questions
we'll
about
we'll get
that.
into that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm tangenting.
Just to take a step back here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So we're talking. Um, let's go to like 2023 when end of 2023 when that Rivals Kickstarter came out. I know you played a decent bit of Rivals one. You followed it as well. Were you like buying into the hype of Rivals 2 when it like that was first being announced, or were you just like, oh, this could be an interesting thing to check out later?
Yeah, I really the idea of Rivals 1 sounded so cool. Like I
Hmm.
really liked it. Every time I play, I'm just like, it's just not enough. It's
Yeah.
just not enough. I know the movement's really good, but I had some problems with it. Like the fixed camera bothers me way more than it should. I just
Really.
hate the camera. The sound effects are good, but there's only four of them in the entire game, and it's just really repetitive. The music's great. The sprite work is awesome. The
Hmm.
characters are great. But I don't know. It was just fun to kind of mess around in, but like the lack of depth in terms of defense,
Yeah.
I just drifty eye. I don't know. I know it's for some people, but I need more. I need more.
Hmm.
I didn't necessarily even want shields and grabs and ledges or anything. I just wanted more.
That
And
makes
then
sense.
those the I still always watch the little April 1st
The Rivals
direct
Directs,
things they
yeah, yeah,
do,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh shit, Rivals 2 is an actual thing. It wasn't a meme, and I was like, oh, it looks pretty cool. And then I watched all the character trailers that came out. Oh, immediately the Crag one came out, and they're like, dude, you're that's David's character. You gotta play him because his up throw is Knuckles' up throw. It's the exact same throw.
Okay, I was gonna
It's
ask
literally,
what drew you to Crag, because I know you played some like Shovel Knight in Rivals 1, and I was
yeah. I
looking at the
played.
kit for Knuckles. I was like, this has nothing to do with Crag. Where did he get
No, that had
Crag? But
nothing to do with it.
it's the
Absolutely
up
not.
throw.
I guess, yeah. Even though it kind of works functionally differently, but the animation is one for one. It's just an up pile drive down. Uh, so and I was like, oh, haha, that's kind of funny. I don't know
Hmm.
if I'd, you know, play him, but he looked really cool. He had a hype trailer, and I watched all the other ones looked hype. I still didn't even know who I was gonna play at Genesis. Um, but I was like, it might be fun. I didn't have as high hopes. Like I played as like a side game, but
Hmm.
PM would still be my main thing. Um, anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if you want to go any further on
No,
that. If you want
we can
to
talk
answer,
about now Genesis, where you had just a breakout performance, sort of a theme, I guess, for you at your first
I
major
guess
for a
so.
game.
Every first major,
Yeah.
you got to get top five.
Yeah, you got third there. Very impressive stuff. And then also in the April beta, you won the Rivals Recess online major. Um,
Yeah, it was the biggest tournament I won
yeah.
ever. It's-
Into going into
um,
like either of those, did you have any expectations for yourself? Because it doesn't sound like it
nope.
from what you're saying. No. Um,
Literally.
yeah.
Oh, I guess we'll
No.
get into that. But I have a great story when we get to Rivals Genesis weekend last year.
I mean, no. Please,
Uh,
by all means, go for it.
all right, yeah. So Exodus PM
Yep.
is Saturday. So I'm like, okay, here's the plan. We're gonna go to Genesis Friday. I just got a spectator pass, which you could still enter Rivals because it wasn't a real event.
Yep.
There was no prize pool, so spectator pass was fine. So like, all right, we'll just go there, play it a bunch because I just been watching it a bunch. I only watched Cake streams and Thunder streams, and it looked pretty fun. A lot of PM elements that seemed cool.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yeah, we'll just hang out at Genesis, hang out the whole day, and then Saturday I'll just grind PM and then do well in PM. And then uh I'm like, I'm probably not gonna get out of pools. And then I got out of pools. It's like, oh, okay, that's awkward. And then they said, George, just like let me in a couple times to play to play my set Saturday. And so I had to go back and forth between buildings. So I didn't have to wait in line the whole time. And
Oh
like,
my
oh,
gosh.
okay, I guess I'll just do a couple sets. We'll see how I'll play one or two. I'll get out of losers and get out. And then in winners, you don't have to play that many sets.
Yeah.
So it was only like a few and a few, and then randomly like, all right, you're done for today. I'm like, what do you mean for today? Like, oh yeah, you're top six for tomorrow. I thought I played like four sets. That was it. What? I'm top six. I have to wake up. I was supposed to go home Saturday night. Now I have to stay at my friend's house again. Like, hey, I made top six at Rivals 2 at a major. I have to stay the night another time.
Should have been prepared for the
But
YouTube video how I accidentally won Genesis in Rivals
if
2.
if I won, I actually would have just been mad. Like, what? You guys, what? I should not be winning this. I have no practice, and all the top six, like ZB, Marlon, Leffen, all had betas for like months before that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I should not have gotten that far. Crag was really broken, to be fair, but so
Yeah.
was Rano and Raster as well. So I don't know. It's just kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So yeah, you didn't have to. I guess for how their layout went, you didn't have to win that many sets. That's kind of why it happened.
Hmm.
Is I think to get to top six, I think I won like 6 or 7 sets. So it wasn't
Oh.
like that bad. Barely got. Oh, I almost didn't make it. Lucius and I went like game 5 last hit off stream, and then no way to find it. Um, and he just he just grabbed me, did the special pummel, and I didn't know I wasn't used to breaking out of it. He
Yeah.
just kept getting it down throw and then side B me, and you literally get 90%. It would
Oh.
literally at that build, it did like 90 of just fair fastball fair. I'm like,
There's
Jesus,
a
I
little
need to break
bubble.
out of these.
That's
And then yeah,
gross.
that was a reverse 3-0 as well.
Damn.
So barely made it.
Got the close record.
Oh, something that was kind of cool. Yeah, so I guess wasn't used to this, but when you top 8 a major at Genesis, they give you backstage passes and they needed photos. So that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
And then they gave me some extra passes. So me and my friends were able to get the front row seats
Oh,
to the stage, and that's pretty awesome.
that's
Paying
pretty
like only a
sick.
spectator pass and getting all
Oh,
that, that was
that's an
that was
upgrade.
awesome. It's a huge upgrade.
Cool. So after you got that top 3 performance, then 1 Rivals Recess. Um, what did that change, like, how you thought about the game? Like, originally, I know you were saying it could be, like, a little, like, side game, but were you thinking about taking the game more seriously at that point?
Yeah, well, after Genesis, I'm like, "Oh, I'm putting all my money on the Kickstarter."
Yeah.
Like, it just everything. I just want this game now. I just wanna keep playing it. Didn't know how it would act. I kinda wanted to play both games,
Mhm.
and just see how it went. Yeah, wasn't sure how it was, but I knew for sure I just wanted the game and wanted to play it a bunch. Uh, so, yeah, obviously and then my girlfriend also really liked the game too, and obviously it was a lot easier to like when he did really well at it. So yeah, so after that, and then Rivals Resets was the first. I think yeah, it was the first Kickstarter beta.
Yep.
Won 3 tournaments that weekend. The
Dang.
first we had a first local, which was like 50 something people, and then won that. That was pretty fun. And then there was another one. I want to say there was another in person one. I don't remember. Maybe there was. Maybe it was just two, but that and Rivals Recess. And I don't know yeah, I don't know how I won that either. I don't really remember it too much now. I just remember it was just all Ranos and Raster and then Soul Rifles Fleet.
So
That's all I
Rifles
remember.
Fleet.
Yeah, he played Fleet then. That was cursed.
Wow. I thought the Loxodon when he started was cursed enough going from the Maple to Lox, but the Fleet now feels even weirder to me somehow.
It was very weird.
So
Yeah.
now you've gotten a number of accomplishments and Rivals under your belt. You've won 2 coin boxes, one of which is tied for the most entrants of any Rivals tournament ever. You got top
Mhm.
4 at LACS. Um,
Oh, second and another coin box too.
oh
The
yes, you got
run
the
gun she
the
won.
qualifier
Yeah.
one as well. Yeah, sorry. How could
Yeah.
I forget? My
How
apologies.
can you forget?
But I remember after you won I think it was the first coin box you won. You mentioned that you almost quit Smash, or that you did quit Smash for a little bit, but your girlfriend convinced you to get back into
Oh,
it. Could you share a little bit more
no,
about that?
that was we're going way back
All
now.
right.
I played another random thing. I was also like top 100 in Overwatch. I used to know life that game in high
Oh,
school.
really?
That was also just random.
I was big into
But
Overwatch. We could talk about that later.
yeah, I early Overwatch 2016 to 2018. It was like that's when that was the least amount of Smash I played because I focused on that game.
Hmm.
And then I still played Smash a lot with friends and stuff. And then when I started dating her, I just like, okay, it's honeymoon phase. I just really want to focus on her. So for like a year, I still played games with her, but it was all like
Hmm.
casual games, nothing competitive. And then yeah, she got me to uh during the COVID time when I played just a lot but not tournaments. She's like, "Hey, you should enter these tournaments." I'm like, "Oh, usually that's when you're like off school and I want to hang out with you." It's like, nah, go play. You're like really good. I think you could do really well." I'm like, "Okay, maybe, sure." And then she really liked competing too, so she really got me into it. Yeah, so she actually is kind of the reason why I'm here too.
She made you, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, she basically did. If she was like, "No, don't play those tournaments," I would have just been like, "Okay," and then we wouldn't be
Okay.
talking here right now.
Wow. You wouldn't be here on Rockwall right now.
I wouldn't be on
Real
Rockwell
life in
right now.
Rockwall. Um, So I want to talk a little bit about like the differences you felt going from playing Project Plus, a game that, like, the devs, like, Nintendo doesn't want to exist effectively. Were relegated to like the shadow majors, and going to Rivals 2, where, like, LACS being flown out players to compete.
It's still unreal. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. It's so unreal. I still don't feel like I belong. Even like back in November, I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I'm literally a shitter dude who just spammed down throw a net play. What happened? Yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, but even just
Um,
beyond LACS, how is the difference, like, just felt for you in terms of, like, even in community, in terms of, like, just like support from the outside? How have things felt for you?
I don't know. It's weird to play something official. All the big games I played outside of Overwatch were like small groups. Like all the games I'm good at, nobody plays.
Yeah.
It sucks. And PM is like the biggest one, and it's still not that big. It's still all right. It's still alive, but it's not that big. It's like Rivals one. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I was just not used to that. I just like to watch Ultimate and Melee top eights, but then PM was like kind of its own thing.
Hmm.
It just felt and nothing will replicate the feeling. It just felt so swag. I don't know. It's just such a cool side game that's
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know how to put it describe it. It's just very different compared to like Rivals 2 being a real game, official support, sponsors. It's weird.
There's definitely something
Never done
special
anything like
about
it though.
having like a sort of underground kind of niche community that like you're bonded together a little bit more in that way, I think, than something
Yeah,
more
it
mainstream.
that's what's different. Just about everybody plays the game, even they don't know it's still pretty big. I just about know everybody,
Yeah.
and that's really cool. And just about everybody there, except for like a few people, which is with every community, are really
Mhm.
great. Especially our scene. I really like our scene a lot.
Actually, I was gonna ask
So
you about the NorCal Project Plus and also Rivals scene because as I was doing some research for this, I was like going through some of the like the tournaments for Project Plus you played in NorCal, and I was like, I recognize a lot of these names. I know a lot of these people from Rivals. Was there like a good turnover there, um, in terms of like people that we are now playing either both games or have switched to Rivals too?
Specific. Well, lots of PM players are playing Rivals. You know
Yes,
that.
of
But
course.
specifically NorCal, not that many. At least not on the top level,
Hmm.
like really really good level. We like the Doctor plays Rivals, but he pretty much only plays doubles. He's pretty good at doubles, but he just only
Doubles
plays
is really
doubles.
fun in this game. I can't blame him.
It is really fun. I like playing doubles a lot too. Thunder's Rain obviously is really really good at this game. He just like is so busy with life and stuff. He kind of just plays occasionally. He's also like still Nick All Star Brawl 2 pilled.
Okay.
So he's more on that. But he would probably he's really good. He'd probably be our other really good player from PM. And then Sip Master doesn't really like the game. Oh well. Then we have a few other ones. I don't know if you heard of I0N and Potatoes. They play the game too.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, we have a few. But no one that big. Saber, that's another one. You
Yep.
know Saber. Saber's pretty good at this game too.
Mhm. Also played Rivals
Um,
1 as well.
yeah, that's right. He was PR'd in Rivals 1.
Mhm. That's cool. I love really, like, seeing you, like, supporting the region. I know you, like, stream some locals, and now it's on the other channel, I think. But it's just
Yeah.
cool to see it, in my opinion. Um, and now it's been a little bit since we've seen you against, like, the best of the best. I know after your last coin box, you mentioned that, like, you're gonna take a step back from the online majors. Can you
I'm in the
wanna
West Coast.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me a
It
little bit
was
about why you decided you don't want to play in these massive like online brackets.
so I have like an Xfinity plan, and it's like okay, speed is really good. Latency
Mhm.
is like higher than average. So like on my best server, I'm like around 30-ish ping, which is fine. I
Yeah,
think that's fine. Becomes a problem when I have to play people far away because
yeah,
other people like they can have fiber, they can connect to Dallas and get like 25 ping, and like and then they can have the other person connect to Dallas, and then it's fine. Me connecting to Dallas, it's online. It feels like online for sure. Um, but I don't know. I still wanted to do it just because I don't know. Probably a mixture of wanting to prove myself a little bit,
yeah.
plus just to see how I do in the competition. But I now feel like I don't really want. I might come back eventually,
Mhm.
but it's just so mentally draining compared to an offline event. I don't know how to really describe it. It's just I don't know, especially Coinbox. I
Yeah.
literally wake up, I eat lunch, the rest of the day, literally the rest of the day. If I'm assuming the ones I won or got second in, I'm sitting at my computer waiting for sets for HBox to stream all his matches and
Yeah.
then all the other sets. So like from like it starts 3 my time, and then literally till about midnight it's over. So that's I just like, do I want to dedicate a day to playing online? Not really, but I kind of did just because the game's fun. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Pretty mixed feelings about it. I won like a couple of coin boxes and some other big events. Like, all right, I don't think I really need to prove myself online anymore. I might enter. I was hoping you'd do another one. I probably was going to enter a coin box just with all that a list just for fun because I thought
That'd
he
be
was going to
sick.
do that, but I guess not.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're working on a different sponsor for him now, so it might be a little bit from what
Oh,
I've
that's right.
heard.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But any of
I
like
see.
the smaller tournaments like catch your eye? Like there's been like the top player privilege series. I don't know. If you'd
Oh
be interested in
yeah,
something like that.
another the timing is a little unfortunate. I'm usually busy around that time Sunday, but another reason is I'm like the only West Coast player that would have entered.
Yeah,
So I don't, not that I feel like I don't belong. I'm totally invited, but like it's just like I don't know.
makes
I feel like
sense.
I'd make it worse for everybody else.
Now, outside
Um,
of Genesis coming up, do you have any current plans to attend more in-person events?
Yes. Far away for now. I think the next closest one that I know of is I'm going to Smash Camp. That's gonna be
Nice.
fun. I've never been to a Smash Camp before. I should have honestly before, but I have a lot of friends that really, really, really like Smash Camp and offered to drive me. So I was like, all right, sick. Um, which is like I think it's like a 10-hour drive from me. So it's gonna take the
Yeah.
day, whole day, but
Make a
whatever.
nice
I guess
road
it's cheaper
trip.
than flying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a fun road trip. They have plans to stop cool places on the way. So I'm like, I was sick. Gonna do that for sure. And then other plans farther in the future, I'm 100% going to Evo because it's the only
Yup.
time Rivals 2 will be there. It will never come back again.
Ooh.
So I'm like, all right, this is it.
Yeah.
And then I want to go to Riptide
Yes.
because it seems cool. Water
Riptide
park,
just seems, yeah,
only cool
water
thing in
park.
Ohio.
Come on.
So yeah, it sounds cool. Those are my plans so far. I probably will find more in the future because that's a decent amount of events, but I should probably go to a couple more.
Cool,
So
cool,
yeah,
cool.
that's the plans.
Now, you haven't like attended that, I guess, that many in-person Rivals 2 events. Um, what are your expectations for Genesis, both in your performance, but also like, how excited are you to just get like see the biggest, highest entrance in-person Rivals event ever across both games? So,
Yeah. Not
how
just
excited
highest
are you?
entrance, but like stacks.
Oh,
Like
so
it's stacked.
stacked.
It's not just at random entrance. It is so stacked. I really, it's just like at this point, I wouldn't even be that surprised if I won, and I wouldn't even be that surprised if I got like 75th
Yeah.
or something. Like anywhere between there, I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't
Hmm.
know. We'll have to see how no seating isn't out yet, and I don't know what bracket path I have, but obviously I'll probably be a semi high seed, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully.
yeah, that's another thing about last year's Genesis. I was like 40th seed. I also yelled at Trevor there. Brian said, "It's like, why'd you give me 40th seed? I haven't even played this game yet." Lamau. Anyway,
He knew
but I
something.
guess that specific seed number was actually really good to not fight any of the top six before top six. So that was also just really lucky. Like I didn't have to fight ZB in like round 3 or something.
Nice. Very fortunate.
So
He was a
yeah, there's a
menace
lot of
there.
fortunate stuff. Yeah, so I got very fortunate bracket pathing too. Which yeah, well that will be really important too, I think, but we'll see. I feel like I'm capable of beating anybody. I think it's possible. Even if I lose, I don't think nothing felt impossible so far. I'll put it that way.
I like that.
So
That's very cool.
yeah.
Is there anyone in particular you're either worried about or looking forward to facing?
I don't know. I'll love to play ZB again. 5 games of Rockwall,
Oh,
the classic. Whether I lose or not, it's so fun. How can I be mad? And I don't know. I think just being able to play the East Coast people offline is also great. LICS was really fun. Just playing friendlies the entire weekend
yeah.
was so good for practice. And then like I'll never get to play you on good connection again, especially Run Gunshoe. Has been a semi friend of mine for a couple of years, just from PM, but he
Mhm.
lives in like East Canada. I'm California, and we didn't have even Rivals netcode isn't good enough, and PM netcode sure as hell ain't good enough. So I was like, oh, that's fun to play him in person because I don't get to do that very often.
Sick.
So
All right. Two
yeah,
more
I'll just be
questions
excited
for
to
you.
play.
One
Mhm.
is, do you have any like habits or rituals going into a tournament that you like to do to get in like the mindset, or any other kind of habits before a big event?
Uh Not really.
Fair
Not
enough.
in particular, I guess. I don't know. I always start tournaments, even if they're like not even that big, like really shaky, and then I
Hmm.
play better as I progress. I have to like I don't know. It happens every time. It's like a roguelike game every time. Like
Yeah.
I play the worst in round one, and as I play, I start playing better. I kind of want to fix that. I kind of just not want to, kind of want
Yeah.
to skip that step. Not
Get
really
right, get
sure how to
right
do
to
that.
the clutching game fives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Let's not make it close at all.
Hmm. I like
So
that.
yeah.
And my last question is where does this pose come from? The one that you see that I see you hit like 3 times
Dude,
now.
yeah, dude. It's so when I went backstage Saturday at Genesis, um they took a bunch of photos. They're
Hmm.
all besides that one, they were all horrible. Thank God they picked that one because that was great. And I was like, I'm really hoping, but there's like 6 other ones that were like those horrible esports serious ones where
Yep.
they're just like
Hmm.
they had a bunch of those. I'm like, oh god, I hate that. I'm sad that they made me do it. So it's like, okay, sure. But I'm glad they didn't use it. I'm glad. And then at the end, they're like, "Oh, let's do a funny one."
Hmm.
Later realizing that's very similar to the Mars pose, which I wasn't trying to copy, but it
Oh
is
yeah.
almost the same thing. But I don't know. It's just like, oh, let's do a funny one, and then I don't know, made people in the back. My friends were there, and they just made them laugh, and then we started laughing really hard when he walked up and on this big ass screen, seeing me, just some random dude pointing at everybody. It became a meme, obviously, in my friends' discords for months. It still is a meme.
That's sick.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to it. It's just like, all right, let's do a funny pose, and then now it became the Leffen Slayer pose or
Yeah.
something.
I love it. I love it. Well,
So
thank you for
great
sitting down
meme.
and joining me. This was a very fun interview. If you want to just shout out for the people at home where they can follow you.
I am I0N underscore 7 at Twitch TV, and then ION69 at Twitter. I wish, people didn't steal the normal Ion. There's always a dude with Ion with 3 followers and no posts.
Oh,
Yeah, so just those two.
all right.
Let's go PM. PM's great.
Let's
You
go
should try P
PM.
plus. It still has a pretty decent scene if you just want to like try it. I don't know where, you know,
Honestly, as I
on
was
net
like
play
watching
is.
stuff to prep for this interview, I'm like, this game looks fun. Maybe I should give it a try.
It's
So
so
I might
funny.
just have to.